Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the tenkarstavern.com blog. OSR Christmas is going on for the entire month of December, probably for the beginning of January too. There's free gifts. Get gifted. Go to tenkarstavern.com. So, why is it that new TSR, TSR3, TSR cubed, as I'm hearing some people refer to them as, why can't they keep stepping on their own dick? I mean, why? Why is it? How is it? Right? So look at the top image I have here, and then I'll blow up the second image. Top image from Troll Lord Games. This is from the Castles and Crusades Facebook group. Hey folks, we've removed TSR Con from membership in the group and deleted their recent posts. We apologize that they've been spamming the group lately. By the way, this is a common tactic of TSR. It's always about whatever it is that they're pushing. As you know, Troll Lords Games does not involve itself in industry drama, politics, or other social media issues, and we don't want it on our page. We're sorry for the interruption and now return you to your regularly scheduled CNC goodness. I don't know what post this was because I didn't see it. I would assume it has to do with their lawsuit against Woods of the Coast because Justin's been doing the Rick Cola man screaming it from the hills. He even sent me a link to, I think, the clownfish video on the topic. Clownfish. When you know absolutely nothing about a topic and want to be known for knowing absolutely nothing about a topic, go to clownfish. So, interesting enough. But what do we have here? Paul Stormberg from Jonathan Perkle. Jonathan is very active in the OSR. Did Lanasa talk to you before including the Gygax Memorial Fund in his lawsuit fundraising pitch? Now, folks, if you don't know what Jonathan is referring to, there is a line in the Indiegogo page for the fundraiser for the lawsuit that TSR has against Wizards of the Coast, and really it's a trademark dispute, but whatever. And where it says, after we have resolved this dispute, and after we fight to have the disclaimer removed from legacy products that Wizards of the Coast has put in, the remaining funds are going to go to the Gygax Memorial Fund. So folks are going to say, hey, I can give to new TSR, and the monies are going to go to, leftover monies are going to go to good cause. Well, no, they're not. Because Paul Stormberg, who, as we just found out earlier this week, is the president of the Gygax Memorial Fund, Gail Gygax, having resigned the position last December. No, he did not. And the Gygax Memorial Fund will not accept such funds. The Gygax Memorial Fund does not agree with his stance, nor his approach on a number of issues. We find this lawsuit stunt is patently ridiculous. All right, so that's an O for 2, right there. I mean, there's others that aren't as public, but these are public ones that were pointed out to me today. So I've also had people say, well, what's the angle that's being worked on? Well, here, I'm going to hypothesize, and I'm not saying that I am more right than any other hypothesis I have heard on this wonderful lawsuit. But if there's a Twitter thread, and I will link it in the show notes, it's a very interesting thread following this lawsuit, and it's written by a lawyer. And he makes a very important point almost from the start. You don't file in the court that is convenient for your lawyer. Generally speaking, you file for the court that is convenient for the person that you are suing, that you are taking action against. In this case, Wizards of the Coast. So the correct venue would likely be whatever venue covers, I guess, Renton in Washington State. Yes, they're all federal courts, don't get me wrong. but you don't file in North Carolina because your lawyer happens to work out of North Carolina. So, what am I going to hypothesize? Well, the monies that are going to be raised, and as has been pointed out, the vast majority of the monies that have been raised thus far are, I guess, what we call angel investors, right? They are anonymous and not seeking any benefits from a backers level on Indiegogo. So usually, when it comes to Kickstarter, angel backers are things like family members that are giving money to either seed the pot, kind of like when that street entertainer throws a $20 bill into his hat as he's playing his guitar. So he goes, "Oh, look, people are giving him $20. He must really be good." You seed the pot, so people go, "Oh, well, other people have given money. It's time for us to give money." So if this gets thrown out of court for having the wrong venue, what happens? Well, obviously, it's the court's fault. The court was against us. We lost, right? Because what's going to happen with that C&D then is that Wizards of the Coast is going to take the ball. And if they file in Wisconsin, which they likely would, again, venue for the defendant, in this case, TSR, Lanassa's going to hire a lawyer. The monies aren't going to cover it. So I would say if you get denied in North Carolina, where his the lawyer who already has an established relationship with, if that lawyer is told you filed in the wrong venue, I suspect they're going to go, all right, well, screw that. We are going to use the monies now to fight the legacy disclaimer. You know, the infamous disclaimer that I, along with many others in the OSR, we think it's bullshit. I think it's insulting. However, here's the key. I don't own the IP. Wizards of the Coast owns the IP. They could shit in it for all it matters, but I care, right? They own the IP. They can do with it what they want. They took their IP away for a number of years. You know, the legacy material. So they could still do that again. But I suspect what we're going to see is, all right, well, we're going to invest those monies in a social media campaign to get this disclaimer removed. No monies are going to go anywhere but where they are right now. My humble opinion. Again, I have no inside information. Okay, I suspect that I'm going to get an angry gram from somebody for saying this, but I personally believe that any monies put into this lawsuit or legal action by good-hearted members of this community is going to go to one place and one place only, and that's to line Justin's pockets. I could be wrong. I am not saying that, holy shit, Tenkar is right. I am saying this does not appear to me to be a viable case where it was filed from what I have read. I could be wrong. The lawyers that have read this stuff could be wrong, right? I'm not a legal expert. I'm literally talking out of my ass. But if it's filed in the wrong court, and Justin has to hire a lawyer that is not, dare I say, family friendly, not a long-term acquaintance that Justin's been using, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. And I suspect that the next action would actually be from Wizards of the Coast. I believe that this lawsuit from Justin, again, I'm working on assumptions here. I am working on my own inferences. I am not speaking from a basis of fact, but I am going to say that Justin's lawsuit, I say Justin, it's TSR3, that TSR's suit was a preemptive strike before getting a similar suit from Wizards of the Coast. And I guess, what do they say? The best defense is a good offense, right? Well, you got to be on the offense. And Justin, I'll give him credit, went on the offense here. He's like, all right, I'm probably going to get served by Wizards of the Coast. Let me take the initiative. let me take the first strike. Here's the issue. All right. And that's the reason why you have this Indiegogo. Wizards of the Coast has basically pockets of holding. Okay. They're limitless pockets of gold. They can buy what they need. They can pay who they need. If they need to go to Hasbro for more monies to pay for bigger, better lawyers, they can do so. TSR can't. And yes, I will say this is a David versus Goliath. But this is kind of like David snuck into Goliath's camp, found that he left gold pieces around his camp unattended, and went, possession of 9/10 of the law, let me take this. Oh, wait, I pissed him off? Sling! And take that for a shot. Do I think it's going to succeed? Obviously, I don't think so. Again, I could be wrong. Stranger things have happened, right? Listen, the Jets could win a Super Bowl in this decade. Not this year, that's for sure. But they won't even come here to the playoffs. But they could, in theory, at some point, win a Super Bowl. Probably not in my lifetime, but it could happen. Could TSR succeed in this suit against Wizards of the Coast? Possibly. I'd rather put my money on Mega Millions or Powerball. I think the return on my investment would be far greater. I think Justin's would be far greater. But it's his battle to fight. It's mine to watch and observe. And yes, I'm waiting for the voices. You can pop them into the, how dare you say this? TSR is fighting the good fight. Whatever. It's all right. It's amusing. And I will comment on it because it should be commented on. And again, the monies are not going to be going to the Gygax Memorial Fund. He never even asked the Gygax Memorial Fund, which is funny because he's hinted that he's been in discussions with the Gygax Memorial Fund, but this is saying no. Interesting. So what else aren't we being told? Or what else are we being told that infers stuff that isn't actually there? I don't know. Justin, it was mentioned that you wanted to possibly break bread. That was weeks ago. I'm assuming that you have no intention of breaking bread. That's okay, because I didn't expect an apology anyway. Again, folks, we are still in the midst of the world of the pandemic. What does it mean? Please use your common sense. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I can ask. Be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, and God willing, I'm back again tomorrow with a live stream. Oh my God. All right, folks. On that note, laters.